Hey, this is Gabby from Disco Spine Craft, and today we're going to talk about socks. I wanted to show you some of the ones I've worked on recently, some from my past, and what I want to do next. So these are right here. This is my first pair of socks. This was the Thanksgiving sock pattern from Summer Lee, and I believe I held hedgehog fibers double and did some like contrasting heel and toe or cuff and toe moments, and these were my first ever pair, and I liked the idea of having like a thicker gauge to start with because I was kind of nervous about working in like small needle sizes and small yarn sizes. So these have become more of like a bed sock for me because they are very soft and like luxurious, but they're thick, so they really don't work inside of my shoes, but also they're on slightly loose. I think maybe because I was using also a bigger needle size, but I was really pleased with my first ever attempt, and I still love and use them and really proud of that. These are probably like 4 years old, and yeah, again, they just get worn like around the house. So love those. My recent accomplishment was a little gift knitting. So I made these lovely socks for my mother. They're going to be her Christmas gift. And these are the vanilla sock from Crazy Sock Lady. So I know that a lot of folks like to develop their own vanilla recipe, but I kind of just wanted a jumping off point for doing a bunch of gift knits, so I don't have to like experiment with finding my recipe right now when I'm trying to knit for others. And I really liked her pattern, and this was the first time I used the 9-inch circular needle and just did all of it through. On one of the socks, I did 9-inch circular, switched to DPNs for the heel and toe. And for the other sock, I did 9-inch circulars all the way through the heel turn as well, and then only switched to DPN or magic loop, I can't even remember, to do the toe. So either way, I was pretty cool with. I didn't really have a problem with either option. I think I might stick to doing the 9-inch circular all the way through until I get to the toe, because it was kind of nice to not have to like manage any other materials or make sure those needles were ready for me. Like I could just keep going. Like if I'm out knitting, I don't have to worry about waiting and getting back home to switch out for my DPN. So really pleased with these, and I'm going to use the same yarn. I should talk about the yarn for these too. This was a Sock Squad subscription from the Farmer's Daughter Fibers, their sock yarn. I believe this is 2023, I think is when I got their subscription kit. So really pleased with this colorway too. It's like a really lovely like neutral base, but it has like these pops of like a yellowy green tone and like a light brown, and this like soft green for contrast. So really sweet. I think my mom's gonna really like the colorway. And I have another sock set from Farmer's Daughter Fibers that I'm gonna do the same thing for my dad. I'm gonna do the vanilla sock from Crazy Sock Lady, but I really wanna try doing the 2 at a time method. So I got a 40-inch cord, and I'm gonna see if I can do both. So I have to wind this yarn and weigh it and split it evenly. So that's where I'm at with this project. The very, very beginning. It hasn't started fully. So that's my next task, is doing the yarn separation. I'm excited to start that and see how it goes. My other sock that has been languishing in the whips. Look at this lovely little bag I've got here, the cool cork bottom. This is from Earl Grey Fiber Co. I got that at like a festival a couple years ago. But I have a DRK everyday sock that has been on my needles, and look how close I am to finishing. I just like have to finish it off. But I feel I hit a wall with the ribbing where I just got so like fatigued on ribbing, and I was like, I can't do it. So I put it down like in 2023. So like, yeah, this is more Farmer's Daughter Fibers from that subscription, and I just like never went back to it. So it's a real shame. I do need to make this. These were going to be for me, and you can see like how skinny it is in its rib form. And that's like a stockinette sock. So I would like this. I would like a nice squishy, like, or a rib that like squeezes to hug your feet nicely. I think it's going to be really good. So I just have to get it together, pick this one back up, but I'm not going to do that until after I finish my dad's gift knitting. So that's the plan. Do the 2 at a time for my dad and then do this. What I might do with that DRK is get the either the magic loop going or the 9-inch circular going, because these are on DPNs, and if I'm having like kind of just ribbing fatigue, and I mean that like in an emotional and mental sense, not like my hands were hurting, but just that I was getting a little bit bored of just doing it for that length of time, then maybe I can alleviate that if I'm working a little quicker and not shifting DPNs. So we'll see. I'm just going to strategize and try different stuff and see if I can get off of that sock island that I'm stuck on with that one, because I really love how they are looking, but I just like put it away and forgot about it. So it deserves better. So that's where I'm at currently with socks. So let's wind up some yarn. Okay, so I'm gonna weigh these out and see, should be probably like 100 grams. Let's see. 107.6.61. And this is 20.78. Okay, so basically what I'm gonna do is I wound these off, and then I'm going to use the winder again from the exterior and kind of like estimate how much. So those are 20 grams. I'm gonna like estimate, eyeball it for 10 grams and then just check it again. So once this ball is like semi done, I could take this and go right here and see if it's about 10-ish, and then I can like stop it. I want to test that on the small, and then I'm going to go over to the large and do the same thing. It's kind of rolling all over the map, but it's doing okay. Okay, I'm stopping here. You can see a decent sized yarn ball, and I've got about 10.4, so that should be good. I'm just gonna pause it here. And I ended up kind of like holding it in my hand and letting it come off, so that way it wasn't like popping around and making any knots. And yeah, we're estimating and we'll cut it here. So I'm gonna go ahead and repeat this process for my blue main color. So for this part, I have just stuck my finger inside the ball so that it's winding off. And that seems to be working. This is another little strategy working with what I've got. Okay, so I'm in my bed knitting because I'm a little under the weather, but this time has given me a moment to catch up on some of these cuffs. So this is my first cuff. I started it on the 40-inch and then I transferred it to DPNs. And then I started my second cuff and finished that just now. And I'm going to transfer the DPN one onto the 40-inch, so they'll be side by side. And I'm following the Crazy Sock Lady 2 at a time video on YouTube. Okay, so you can see I am at just about the point of starting a heel. I just wanted to pop in to give you my experience so far. So you can see I'm almost at, I'm at like almost 59. So I'll be starting a heel on one sock first and doing the whole heel and then going over to the other. I'm following the Crazy Sock Ladies 2 at a time tutorial, just because this is my first time doing it with this method. So already I feel like I am doing a lot of magic loop adjusting. Like I will have to knit 32 stitches here, do a lot of adjusting, 32 here, adjust. And it's not as easy as just like one like quick pull through. Like on this pass, it will be. I will pull my back needle, bring it around, make sure my yarn's in the right position, and I could start knitting. But then you do have to do that 1, 2, 3 more times in various different motions. So you're never able to like lock into like a muscle memory where you're doing it very quickly. So I'll show you here. And I'll speed you guys up through here. Okay, now I'm at the end of this row. You could see that I have to move over to my next sock, right? So I can't just pull this needle. I have to get the extra give. To get the extra give, I have to do this needle, then maybe like close this gap here. Then I can pull this needle through a little bit more, shore up this side. So it's like you're constantly adjusting on 4 different frontiers. So I will say I am pleased with like my tension and like evenness. I think the sock is looking quite nice. So I like that. And I like the fact that, you know, it could be done sort of soon, but it's just not moving. It weirdly feels like not as quick as when I'm working with my 9-inch circulars. In comparison, I have my distraction. I started a ooey gooey sock on the cowl that just happened over Thanksgiving weekend, and I did not make it through to like the, you know, with like the knit along rules per se, but I wanted to try my hand at this pattern, and it came out super cute. I love it. I had both of these yarns in stash. This orange color is the sock squad yarn from a couple years ago from Farmer's Daughter Fibers, and then this blue like rainbow, blue-based rainbow is from Hedgehog Fibers. So I was able to bang out like one entire sock on like a Saturday, Sunday of Thanksgiving weekend, and I'm on my second cuff here, and I'm doing, I think I'm doing the welt. Yeah, so the welt is like takes a little bit longer, but like once you're past the 2 welts, this like honestly flew. And I do think it's a credit to using 9-inch circulars because they are just really easy to work with in hand like this. It just doesn't, I just don't have to adjust constantly. So it feels better. So I think my next pair of socks, I might not do 2 at a time. I'll just continue to use these. These might be my new go-to. I may like to do a heel with the DPNs again, because that does feel kind of good. But other than that, I'm really happy with this experience. So at the end of the next like week or so, I'm hoping to have those other socks done because they're a Christmas gift, and these socks for me because they are super cute and this fits superbly. So I'm very excited. Okay, so I finally finished the socks. I am recording this on the 21st. It is the solstice today. It's dark. Haha, we made it. So I finished my pair that was on the needles. That was 2 at a time. They are a nice blue with these contrast, like soft white heel and toe. They're looking so good. I'm so pleased with my progress. And I have my other ones as well. This is the same yarn. They're both the Sock Squad yarn subscription from a couple years ago from the Farmer's Daughter Fibers. So it's all the same fiber content, just different colorways. And this is going to go to my mom, and the blue one's for my dad. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about my process. I think after testing the 9-inch circulars versus the 2 at a time method, I think I prefer the 9-inch circulars for the process. And I think these came out a little bit more even in my gauge and tension. So I'm not sure it's going to be able to capture a comparison on here. The camera's just like not set up to do this, but I just feel like, yeah, the blue ones just look very tidy. The white or the neutral just seems like a little bit different. It feels just slightly different. I don't know if it's because like in the 9-inch, like they got more roughed up in my hands or something because I'm like touching more of it at all times. I will say the benefit though is that the 9-inch circular ones don't have any like visible seam, and I haven't blocked these yet, so you can really see the whole vertical seam. That was where like the front needle and back needle were split, and so that's very prominent on both. So once I block it, I'm sure it'll like relax out enough for it to be presentable. You can kind of see the starting line of the ribbing as well because it's not my strongest, not my strong suit. So either way, I'm quite pleased, but I do think like for the experience of it, I preferred the 9-inch circulars. I just liked the feeling of like making progress. I felt with these where they were not 9-inch, I would be like, oh, I must have made progress. I must be so close to the heel turn now. Like, and I wasn't, and I just kept feeling like I was like spinning my wheels. And eventually it obviously got done, but it was not the same sort of gratification that you get when you do a sock pretty like quickly. Like sometimes I just feel like I get to the heel turn like really fast. I'm like, oh, this is really cruising. And like, I just didn't have that payoff feeling. So if that's important to you, you might want to stick with like doing one sock at a time. But if you're a person who gets stuck on like just one sock and you get second sock syndrome and you can never get that second one done, you can give the 2 at a time a try, see how you feel about it. You might be pleasantly surprised. I just felt it was like a little bit of extra work and maybe was unnecessary. So let me know in the comments if you've had similar experiences, if you prefer one over the other very much. I haven't knitted a sock on DPN since a couple years ago, so I don't think I'll be going back to that one anytime soon. I think these two methods will keep me busy, and I'll stick with my 9-inch for now for the next couple pairs, and then see if I want to try another 2 at a time. So yeah, it's been a fun experiment. Let me know your thoughts below. Like and subscribe if you want to see more knitting content, more creativity content. Have a happy new year. Happy holidays. See you around.